Today's expression today, Rob? Absolutely dazed. I am anyway. I tell you, I was off my tits last night, whatever it was. But you were there. Yeah, tell me what it was like. I've never been more related myself, I have to say.
NICEnREVIE did it, so to speak. Well, I have to say, first of all, that it wasn't just alcohol coursing through my veins that made me a bit lightheaded. I had a stinking cold, so I was dosed up on all sorts of cold or flu remedies. So I was floating anyway. I didn't walk up those steps. I floated up, mate. Obviously, it's helped by looking at some absolutely beautiful murals by my friend Johnny.
Oh, you mate, isn't it? Yeah.
Not bragging. And yeah, so it was brilliant. Just I know it's just a gimmick, but the free yellow scarf was a nice touch as well, and they look brilliant, and they are quite good. Well, they're great quality. You know, it's a nice thing to have. And yeah, atmosphere was great. Everybody was really looking forward to it. I know a few people thought Bristol would give us a game, and I was one of them.
Yeah, I know.
Christ.
I know.
I mean,
this is the team that's in form, 5th in the league. What? They never even got out their own half, did they, the first 20 minutes?
We played so well, and it's you know, I don't even think there were any really outstanding individual performances from our lot. We were just all bloody great. I mean, I think Bogle had a really quiet game, for instance.
And he was really good still, even in that. So they were saying, one full back to the other, oh, he's missed it. What a shame, what a shame. Ooh. Yeah, you know, well, I can't remember, when did they actually score? It was about 20 minutes in, wasn't it? Something like that. Because it looked like...
quite late.
Go on.
Quite late for Leeds. Yeah, quite late.
But it looked like we could score every time we went forward, from what I could see.
Yeah.
Every time.
I think in a way you could put it down to the shackles were off that. But that's not really true either, is it? I don't know. We're Bristol so poor. Because they brought plenty of fans, and they must have been really disappointed, to say the least, with their team's performance, because that wasn't good at all. And they're challenging for playoffs.
Well, I'll tell you what it was. I mean, sometimes we were so good, and it was last night, that we were so good, I don't think they could cope with it. They just couldn't cope with it, because they were just nowhere near. And I think that was just because we were so outstanding, every part of it. I was just shocked by how good we are. I think it was also this thing about, I just read as being determined to get the title, determined to get the championship. So I think... what was it? Burnley won 5-0, was it? Yeah, but I think it was about, that might have been, but I think it's like, I have no doubt now. I have no doubt they'll win at Plymouth, you know. They're saying, can they get 100 points and 100 goals? They need about 9, don't they, on whatever it is.
It's something. I can't remember, actually, but yeah, we're going to get 100 points, aren't we? But,
well, it looks like it. But they're talking about 100 goals as well.
I know. Well, I remember many moons ago, we needed... to score a certain number against Swindon away to hit some sort of target. It might have been 100 goals they conceded.
Yeah, no, it was 5, wasn't it? Yeah. for other people.
They're rotten bastards. Could have happened to a nicer club, actually.
Are you being serious there? Did you not like them?
Swindon?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very dodgy in those days.
What, money-wise, you mean?
Corrupt.
Corrupt,
etc.
Rob,
yeah, corrupt.
That's very strong words there.
Well, no, none of them listening anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'll tell the lawyers that. Rob said it doesn't matter because they're all dead. Is that right?
Didn't say that.
I didn't say you did. I'll just say that's what I'm telling you.
Sounds dead.
No, all the people that were there at the time have all died. The thing is...
Well, I never read that in news.
No, the thing is, it's like that thing about Slough in The Office. They dropped an atom bomb on Slough, but no one can tell.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't like jokes like that.
No, I'm just saying it's like that. I didn't say I found it amusing. I just happened to be chuckling at myself at the same time. Anyway.
You didn't find it amusing, laughing at the same time. Okay. Stop spoiling it. Anyway, come on.
So let's go through. It's worth just revelling over the goals. Because I couldn't understand the first goal to Narca. I couldn't understand. He'd already signalled back post, header in, etc. And they left him to it. Right to his foot. What a finish. Such a great play. Do you want to tell us about that? What it was like for you where you were? Presumably in the East End, were you?
Yeah, it was great atmosphere all around. Beautiful to see as well. You know, most of the fans were wearing yellow shirt, the yellow Leeds shirt.
Do you think they got the message? Do you think they got the memo in advance?
Yeah, I didn't get it. So I don't get half the emails from Leeds United. I mean, they had some sort of questionnaire a few weeks back about corporate.
Do they?
You know, it was very subtle. Do you like corporate sort of thing? But I didn't get it. Didn't
No.
get it anyway.
Did
Yeah,
you?
I want
You went to
all
see?
seats to be corporate, please. Yes, I cannot pay more for my season ticket, please, please, please.
Did you? I don't suppose you did see some of the telly, did you? Later on, you might not have seen it then, but
No.
Kinnear got his yellow scarf on, and I think, you know, when you see what's happened the last few weeks, I'm not sure whether he regrets it, you know, going off with them. I don't know, because he looked not the best of moods last night.
I mean,
Yeah, it was.
well, don't
He
forget,
was,
that must be his last home game. So it'll be very possibly quite emotional and upset. I don't know. I really haven't got a clue about his story and whether he's been poached by Everton or he's left before being pushed. I wish him well. Don't think he's done much wrong. I think probably the Leeds supporters probably blame individuals too much for certain things. And also, we've probably got a habit of praising players and managers too much as well. You know, when it's always a team ethic, isn't it? It's always a team decision. Even, you know, with ridiculous stuff like sacking Marcelo Bielsa and things like that, and hiring Jesse.
I suppose, talking about last home game, do you think there were some players that were celebrating the last home game? I know that when third player went off, he was applauding, and it looks a bit like some players know they're not going to be there next season. I don't know if you picked that up or whatever.
No, yeah. There seems to be some question now. There was people was admitting that Liverpool was definitely on his way out of the club, but now there seems to be some theory that he might be staying. It'd be an interesting one because he's not a Premier League defender, but he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant. Yeah, well, he's been brilliant up front of Leeds. Also, talking of players you think are leaving, and it's been indicated by certain events. Patrick Bamford throwing £5,000 to the Peacock Bar before the match.
Do you think that was down to it, or was that just?
No, I really don't know. I really don't know. But straight away I thought, well, that's a really lovely gesture from a good guy. Who yeah, I'm thinking, why has he done it now? And I'm thinking maybe he knows. We'll see.
But Liam Cooper did the same, didn't he? He put £3,000 behind there some time back. Or was he Taylor? There was one of them did.
Ailing did when he was a Borough player.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I'm
was.
sure Liam Cooper did as well. Anyway, so 1-0 at half time. I don't know how it could just be 1-0, but then going into the second half. So who was next? Who was next scored? Oh, it was Pirro. What a ball.
Yeah.
Ronto. And they were arguing about who made it. Do you want to tell us a bit about that one, Rob? Not Pirro.
No, I can't. I don't remember.
Shall I do it?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
All right. So picked it up. They said it was a 50-yard ball. I think it was side to side. I said maybe it is 50-yard ball. So it's absolutely wonderful curl right in front of it. Didn't have to break his stride. Flicked it lovely. And I think they both really enjoyed it. I mean, to say he did 4 at the weekend and then didn't score, or whatever it was, and then didn't score at all. He looked like he was really enjoying it. It looked like he was playing the role that's made for him. You know, just really manufactured. But they get this thing, don't they? He's not really a 10, he's a 9.5 or whatever. But I suppose going forward, what do you reckon? Monto, Pirro in the Premier League? Because there's been talk about Pirro moving as well, hasn't there?
I think that's just probably from people who don't really like him or don't really rate him.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. It's an age-old quandary, isn't it? What's his best position? Because he's not really an out-and-out striker. But what is an out-and-out striker these days?
19 goals, though, top of the league.
Yeah, imagine if he were a good striker.
I know it's really good.
I'm saying that as devil's advocate because I appreciate what skill he's got, and you know, but you see his critics will say, well, he can't trap a ball. Not really true.
I'm not sure about that.
His critics say he's not good at finishing. Well, that's not really true either. He misses a few, but he hasn't missed that many. And also, he's not fast or quick enough or quick-witted enough. But I thought, you know,
I always thought there was this thing about his pressing players, but when I went to Oxford, because I was at Oxford, you know, Rob, I don't know if I told you about it, I went to Oxford, but at Oxford, just watching him, he was really, you know, hunting them down, not hunting them down, but challenging. He was really pressurising them. He didn't win many, but he was really doing much more than I ever saw on the side. Maybe I was just looking, but, you know, I think he's had, certainly, although he didn't score for ages and ages, he's just had a new lease of life since he had that confidence in it. But let's go forward. So, finally got his chance for Ramazani. 2 seconds on, two goals within 10 seconds, or whatever it was. I don't know. I wasn't counting by then. I got a bit delirious. What was... Because there was this thing about Fart wasn't really comfortable with him, or he'd taken some risk we talked about before. What was the view, or what was it around you? Were people pleased to see him on, do you think?
First of all, you mentioned Nonto. What do I think about Nonto?
Oh, go on then, yeah.
The thing is with Nonto, good player, I've always said it, questionable decision making early in the season when he didn't want to play for us. Anyway,
2021 still though, isn't he?
Yeah, the point is he's a fine player, and there's plenty more to come from him. But the thing is, if we need to sell players, there need to be one of them, because we get good money for him and we didn't pay a lot. So this ridiculous PSR laws and things like that, and financial fair fucking play, whatever. We must be the final financial fair play cup holders of all time, I reckon. But anyway, enough of that. But I think he would be one of the first on the list to be sold, simply because we'd make a damn good profit, which would then be able to.
They said that about Archie Gray, didn't they? Because he hadn't got anything, so it was all pure profit. So I suppose it goes through. Who would you say in there? So you've probably got... I'm not sure you get anything for Bamford, but he's out of his contract part. You've got Melier. I think we paid, buttons for him. Whether you get anything back, you've got Nonto, etc. It's just wondering who they do. But I have to say I've got every faith in 49ers, because I told you before, I thought they've done good recruitment this year. I know you said not sure about that, but I've got every faith in that. I wonder how long it is before we're going to hear the first one, but we'll come back to that anyway. Going on, Ramazani. Yeah.
And Ramazani, well, when he first played for us, he looked great. He really did. Exciting, quick, skillful. Beyond what any of us can really imagine doing ourselves. But then he got a bad injury. I mean, what a bad injury, because he got clattered. I don't even think it was a foul, but it was a nasty injury. And since then, I think Fack has been right. He hasn't really impressed when he's come on. Should he come on earlier? Well, that's up to the manager to decide. But people just say, well, he's got his favourites and he doesn't like Ramazani. I just don't think that's true. I really don't. I mean, obviously he's got his favourites. He's got 16 favourites, 17 favourites on match day sort of thing, But you start in lineup that people seem to really view as the most important thing about a match, and it's not, though, is it? It's just not. I mean, you as a player would prefer to be in the starting lineup, but you shouldn't be too damn hard if you're on the subs bench sort of thing. It's you're going to play a role. You are playing a role just by being there, by being in the squad, match day squad. So I don't know. People like to poke allegations for so Farker's negative, or Farker don't like him, such and such, or he didn't want to buy him, and I'm thinking, well, he's in the match day squad, so I don't see much sense in all that.
But he did look up for it last night, and they did play to his strength, because both finishes really, really good. So I mean, you couldn't fault him what he did there, and he looked really happy to be in the way. He didn't look unhappy, and in fact, the party thing, he was leading so once he. And what did you say? Presumably stayed on the end when it was 4-0. We won 4-0 by the way last night, but when it was 4-0 at the end, and they had that, they come back on for their promotion party. What were the bike bumps they had? Did anyone know what was going on? I know what they are. You just tell us, Rob.
Well, I wasn't. I'd gone by then.
You'd gone?
I'd gone by then. I went well. So,
But it's, Rob, it was so uplifting. You'd look back on this and cherish the moment. Cherish the moment. Oh, that's a no then, alright then. Okay, fair enough, so you don't know any of that.
I know what they were, confetti things, weren't it?
Yeah, they were. But it just seemed a bit bizarre to me because and you had to see it, but Monto, he was banging the thing like this. What's he doing?
I saw it. There's two things that I didn't actually see him chasing Ampadu, but what really bothered me more was that Ampadu were faster than Monto. I think we need a new training regime going on there.
It's them short socks he's got, and he's got his kids' socks on. He can't run very well, can he? Do you like this thing when some of them wear these really short ankle socks? I just can't say that. It's not right for me. Ankle socks and a bra underneath. What's all that about? What are they playing at? Disgraceful. Do my day. League One, all that. Just going to match Burnley last game.
Yeah.
Do you think one will win? Two, do you think there's any doubts? Any comments about that? It's Saturday, isn't it? They play Saturday.
Saturday, 12:30.
Why are they playing Sunday? Have you got any idea? Because normally Sunday last season, last day of the season.
I don't know, mate. Jesus.
I merely ask a question. You know.
Well, mate, Football League.
Well, apparently not. So I thought you were in with the crowd and all that, having been seeing you with your friend Andy Granger in the week actually.
Only time I've been with that in crowd would be if I were in prison, mate. Anyway, it's another story.
So something's about to happen that you shouldn't.
I'm not supposed to swear, and you made me swear. I
didn't make you swear. It's your lack of self-control. You don't hear me swearing, you twat. But you know, it just goes on and on and on. Anyway, did you decide in the end to partake of your dry coach?
No, the ticket's not available, which is fair enough. And no, I wouldn't have anyway. I couldn't entertain the idea of travelling all that way down without a drink. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
I couldn't take travelling that far anyway, could you? 3 days going.
No, I must admit, I really, this is not even joking or light-hearted. I've got so much respect and admiration for Leeds fans who've done all the travelling, you know, and I struggle now on 3-hour coach journeys to anywhere, but the amount of miles they've done, it's fantastic. It really is. Usually midweek as well, isn't it? You know, because the Fish's schedule of wankers. I swear I'll get
fish. What fish? What fish? What are you on about? Anyway, so I suppose it's that thing you normally get when it's close like this. The radio's going, the crowd really gets the crowd. Do you think there's going to be any of that, or is it going to be we're playing our game here, we're just going to beat them? What do you reckon? What do you reckon the approach would, or put it the other way? If you were managing them, and I know you're not. If you were managing them, what would you tell them? Your normal game or what?
Go out there, lads, play and enjoy it, and do what's expected, and that's beat them and beat the Plymouth side that were virtually already relegated anyway. They're now, are they? So, you know, the league table does not lie. Top versus bottom. You know, I mean, I've no disrespect at all to Plymouth because I've got a lot of time for them and the fans, but you know, I tell lads, hey lads, in a German accent, obviously, hey lads, go out and fucking score a load of goals. Come on, enjoy. Look at our fans, how far they've travelled, and all those thousands outside the stadium that haven't even got tickets.
You owe it to the fans, lads. That's the point, isn't it? You owe it to the fans. Okay, Rob, just a little bit more. So, last week.
Actually, no, sorry. Burnley versus Millwall.
Oh,
Millwall need to win. Millwall need to win.
Jed Cooper. I've always said Jed Cooper, my favourite player. Take him out. Oh, what's his face? What's his name? Fleming. Apparently he's not playing because it's his home club. So they've got Ashley Barnes. Ashley Barnes is there.
There could be some blood then.
Well, I really hate Ashley Barnes. It was so embarrassing for him last year. Playoffs, semi-finals. They hate him, don't they, Leeds? But go on.
wasn't the word that he was a Leeds fan, Ashley Barnes.
Well, he doesn't play like it, does he? I
I know,
remember.
I've seen him. Yeah, he loves his
I can't
elbow,
remember.
doesn't he?
I can't remember who he was playing against. But he didn't kill someone. I just saw him dive in, but he nearly joined us. Who was it stopped him coming? Because he was on his way. Was it GFH? Was it in those days? I'm sure he was nearly on the way, but bloody hell.
Really, he's a proper old-fashioned bruiser who's centre forward,
Old
like
fashioned.
Joe Jordan, but nowhere near as good.
Jerry Jordan with no class, no hair, and no pace. That's it. Anyway, let's talk about Eddie Gray. Tony DeRico giving forth at Rawdon. Do you want to say a little bit about that, Rob? What it was like being on stage with heroes?
It's great fun. Yeah, great fun. Really nice event as well at Rawdon Cricket Club for a good cause, which is basically fundraising for the cricket club. And I think they do a lot for the local community as well. So, and really nice people as well. And the pies and peas were nice as well. And yeah, I mean, Tony DeRico on great form, and Eddie's Eddie. You know, he sometimes repeat the story, but you know, he means well. He means more than well. He is Leeds United personified, really, and everything's good. When there's a grey around Ellen Road. That's why I always think. Yeah, I mean, absolutely loves the club. Of that, there is no doubt whatsoever. And I think you can tell that he's extremely optimistic about the future of our club as well.
Isn't he just?
But as well, we probably said that over a year ago. We could have said that, and then the club sold Archie Gray. That wasn't something that Eddie was too keen on. I don't think Archie Gray was particularly impressed at first. And then people say, yeah, but he left anyway, didn't he? You know, he wanted to go. Well, yeah, because he wanted to go, because he had to go.
Justification after then. You reconcile yourself to going it. You just get through. I don't want to. I don't think he wanted to. I remember it was almost like he was bidding farewell in the player semi-finals. Kind of got to that one last year, and he looked like he was bidding farewell around that. I genuinely think he would have liked to stay, but you know, the trouble is, it's really difficult. It's same as Alan Smith. When the club is in a position where they've got not much choice, you go along with it, and almost, I suppose, there's a bit that actually. Go on. What's your opinion?
The Alan Smith situation is quite a lot different, I think.
Go on, explain that for the people that would remember it.
Well, there was a lot of talk. I don't think it was exactly a myth that he his agent possibly engineered that move months before the end of the season.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, because what I heard was this is the Croston Bob, they arranged for someone to do all this to move them on, and what I heard was he just said, I'll decide where I'm going to. So it was almost about they tried to make him do a certain thing, and he was just a kickback against that, because you need to recognise some of the things that were going on at that time. I think it was also this thing about he nearly went to Newcastle, and in the end they had to get the cash through the door, didn't they? And they didn't want those terms. So, you know, maybe suited both, but it's that thing about is there any club you would ever join? Yeah, Man United. But anyway, we'll say that, don't we? But going through.
Well, honestly, Dave, right, if I had been a professional footballer, which I mean, chances were pretty slim, and I played for Leeds United, my boyhood club, my hero club, my only club, and the team I hated the most was Man United, and they came in for me, and I wasn't given a choice. I still say, well, back in football, I'm not playing for them. I really would. It's all hearsay, isn't it? You know. But
I know it is. It's like that thing. Do you watch The Traitors at all, Rob?
No.
Right. So they go on there.
End of conversation.
No. So they go on there. Right. I'm either going to kill you, or you could be a traitor. You could be one of the two. Right. So what do you want to do? Well, if you kill me, game's over. I'm not going to enjoy myself. So what choice have I got? So, you know, it's the most dumb deal ever. But you just wish they'd just go, no, fuck off. I'm a faithful. You can stick it, you know. Anyway, we'll come back to that another day. So, just the reason for talking a little bit about Eddie and Tony DeRico. There was a great photographer in the room, wanted to, help the BBC. His services have been required. We'll be sharing some of that over the next couple of weeks. It was a great night. We got them saying some things, and they do tend to say the same stories over and over again, but there were some new snippets in there, weren't there, Rob? But people will just have to watch and come back.
Yeah, and I did forget to mention Jonathan Deutsch, BBC West Sport cricket correspondent. I think that's possibly his title. It is now. He arranged it all. Did brilliantly. Yeah, it's a very nice night. It was really warm though.
Yeah, it was. It was. Oh, and do you know, Rob? We got lost. Go back to Leeds.
You got lost.
Yes, I know. Yes. Right.
We saw Badger. We saw Badger. We didn't run it over. It's the first time I've ever seen Badger.
Rob, guess what time I managed to make me home? Bearing in mind from Leeds, and that was about 11ish, and it should be about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Guess what time we got home, Rob?
I didn't.
Go on, guess.
4 o'clock.
3 o'clock, so I did better than you thought. But, anyway, I was knackered, but it was such a good night. I really enjoyed it. No, neither do I. No, neither do I. It's the tablets of... Rob, should we say good night?
Don't do drugs, kid. Good night. Thanks, good afternoon, good day. Depends what time you're watching, doesn't it? Anyway, cheers.
All the time,
Imagine all together. I told you, didn't I? I told you.
It'd be a hard game. That's right, Rob. 10 goals. 10 goals running in 2 games. They're hard games, these are. What do you want to be like if they're easy games?
I got it wrong about Bristol City. That wasn't a hard game, but I've been right all the times.
Yeah, there was that once when you said it'll kick off about 3. Yeah, that was right. I'm sure that was right. Anyway, let me not take the shine off. A fantastic week to be a Leeds fan, as they all are. A fantastic week ahead. This time next week, the Trophy with Le Plinth. We'll talk about that a bit later, but...
Is there a Plinth now?
Oh, well, apparently there always used to be a Plinth. I think it's disgraceful they don't have a Plinth anymore. I thought it looks far better with a Plinth on, doesn't it? But, anyway, we'll explain all that in the weeks to come. So, good night.
Cheers.